Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
They pulled up in the numerous vehicles, and a number of soldiers with rifles came.
Emotions of the capture still sit strong in the mind of this local missionary. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. 4 Devils Lake missionaries are finally home today after being detained in Venezuela. The group was taken captive last Thursday. Venezuela's socialist president accused the missionaries of being spies. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop spoke with the missionaries today about how they were treated, why they were questioned, and how good it is to be back in their families' arms.
Keep going, Cam.
It wasn't quite so bad. It was scary, but it was not so bad. I think it was worse for my husband.
Many people would disagree with hairdresser Desiree Beauvette, the only woman in the group.
I can't say that I wasn't a little afraid, but I felt okay about the situation.
The group of 4 were providing medical treatments and haircuts when they were taken by armed soldiers. The people in the town they were helping tried to stop the army, but the missionaries were forced to leave.
We just said, we can't do this. We don't want nobody hurt. And it took a little bit for them to back down, but they kind of did back down.
They were detained for 3 days and got very little to eat and very little to sleep.
And after 3 days of individual and group questioning, being fingerprinted multiple times, photographed multiple times, they finally decided that we would be taken to Caracas.
I'm a 30-year veteran of the military, and they asked that question: were you in the military? And I said, do I want to say yes? Do I want to say no? I said, I'm not going to lie. So I said yes.
This was the 8th trip Arlen Hefton has made to Venezuela. And he says they have never had trouble in the past.
We just don't know if when we were going to get out. They didn't treat us like physically. They were real nice, but they kind of played mind games with us.
Arlen laughed when he heard that they were called spies and doesn't even know why this happened.
Venezuelans love Americans, the average person. It's not the Venezuelans. I don't.
The group said through the tough days, they kept their faith and they knew the trip was well worth it.
They walked 7 miles through the jungle just to come for a haircut. How insignificant in America is just a haircut? I mean, really. So that's why I go back.
And people say, well, you go back again? Look at Francisco. What do you think?
In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
The group cannot return to Venezuela for 2 years. Venezuela's president is now requiring Americans who visit to have a visa. Wind speeds reached upwards of 30 to 40 miles an hour today, picking up snow and creating dangerous driving conditions. Meteorologist Robert Hahn is joining us now. So, Robert, how long will the wind last?
Yeah, the wind is going to last for quite some time. Some winds still gusting over 30 miles per hour across much of the area. They'll subside just a bit as we head through the evening hours, but still remain on the breezy side as we head through the overnight hours, and that will create some very cold wind chills. The snow has ended outside of a few flurries, but those strong winds still picking up some of that snow and blowing it around this morning. A very tough go of it, particularly in extreme southeastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, and much of central and southern Minnesota. In fact, so bad this morning, I-94 closed for a while because of numerous crashes between Alexandria and the cities. But now, the big story is going to be the cold air. It's down to 1 in Devils Lake, 3 in Thief River Falls, 11 here in Fargo. You factor in those strong northwesterly winds, wind chills down to 24 below in Devils Lake, 10 below in Fargo and Sisseton, minus 14 in Bemidji and Roseau. They're going to get even colder tonight because of that wind chill advisory throughout the region. For wind chills getting as cold as 25 to 40 degrees below zero, the coldest wind chills across the far north. Over the next few hours here in Fargo, temperatures will continue to drop on off, and it'll remain breezy as we head through the next several hours. By 9 o'clock, around 2, we're going to drop below zero tonight. Tomorrow, a cold day, but then the warm-up begins, and you're going to like this warm-up.
Oh, I know.
As we head through the next 7 days.
Yeah, because I think you gave us a little hint yesterday. Double digits, 30s.
Well, oh, yeah.
Yeah, beyond 30s.
Exactly.
Thanks, Robert. All right, and of course, you can stay up to date on our changing weather from your smartphone or your tablet. And you can also get all the latest road and weather conditions on our Storm Team app. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. The wife of Grand Forks shooting victim David Elliott tells Valley News Live that her husband did not have a weapon when he was shot by a UND police officer. Jennifer Elliott says, "I know my husband was unarmed. He's in stable condition, but has a long road to recovery after being shot 6 times, including once in the face." She adds that David was not using drugs or alcohol and has no idea why he didn't pull over for police. Officers now say they started chasing David Elliott after he blew a stop sign. A UND police officer opened fire after Elliott rammed a police vehicle in the Altru parking lot. Today, police made several points in this case that, under law, may justify the officer's use of deadly force. During the chase, speeds reached 100 miles per hour, putting the public and officers at risk. And police also revealed that Elliott may have been suicidal. Several Grand Forks officers have been put on paid administrative leave. The UND police officer who shot the suspect is also on leave, which is standard practice following a stressful incident like this one. Bail is set at $75,000 cash for a 16-year-old accused in an attack on a woman at West Acres in September. Abdiraham Sahil is facing 3 felony charges: robbery, terrorizing, and attempted kidnapping. Court documents say he attacked the woman as she opened the door to her car near the JCPenney store where she worked. Sahil is also charged with a misdemeanor, simple assault. He was 15 at the time of the attack. His case has since been bumped up to adult court. In addition to his cash bail, he is to have no contact with the victim. A big anniversary to celebrate for the U.S. Navy Reserve. Today marks its 100th anniversary. About 80 sailors serve in Fargo, with headquarters at the Armed Forces Reserve Center. The Federal Naval Reserve was authorized by Congress on this day in 1915. And Fargo has been selected to be part of Navy Week this summer. The week is designed to give residents an opportunity to learn about the Navy, its people, and its importance to national security and prosperity. More than 75 outreach events are coordinated during Navy Week. Fargo's week is scheduled for July 20th through the 26th. The week also coincides with the Fargo Air Show. The Navy Week program began in 2005, and NAVCO has since coordinated 169 Navy Weeks in 69 U.S. cities. For a look at the week-long events, head to valleynewslive.com. It's been months in the making. At the invitation of Republicans, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to a joint session of Congress. Alex Miller breaks it all down.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered a fiery speech to Congress Tuesday morning. He pulled no punches and hit hard on Iran. Following a nearly 6-minute standing ovation,
the Prime Minister of Israel, His Excellency
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made his case to Congress and to Americans about his fears over a nuclear deal with Iran.
This deal won't change Iran for the better. It will only change the Middle East for the worse.
The visit to Congress itself drew criticism after the Obama administration was not included in the invitation. Netanyahu acknowledged the partisan undertones.
I deeply regret that some perceive my being here as political. That was never my intention.
But it is political, especially for some Democrats in Congress.
There was a time when I thought it was a little bit rough.
Lawmakers watched on as the prime minister thanked the president for his support and talked about the importance of Israeli-U.S. relations.
An enemy is an enemy. The United States and Israel must maintain a strong relationship to be able to weather what's ahead of us.
Netanyahu earned himself a standing ovation when he boiled his speech down to 3 main points. Iran should stop its aggression in the Middle East, stop supporting terrorism, and stop threatening Israel. Arguably the most notable guest was Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel. Netanyahu drew a parallel between Wiesel and threats to Jews today.
You know, the threats are very much the same. This is religious hatred.
From the Valley News Live Washington Bureau, I'm Alex Miller.
Nancy Pelosi said she was near tears throughout the entire speech, but not all members were happy with it. More than 50 members chose not to attend at all. Moorhead drivers will need to allow for some extra travel time before they hit the road. Starting today, crews will be repairing a water main site on 8th Street South and will be working through this Friday. The east and northbound lane of 8th Street between 16th Avenue and 20th Avenue will be closed during that time. Drivers are encouraged to use caution and look for other routes if they're available. Breakfast lovers are happy to celebrate National Pancake Day today while also helping with a good cause. Today, IHOPs across the U.S. are giving free short stacks of buttermilk pancakes, and in return, they're asking for a donation to the Children's Miracle Network. Both Fargo and Grand Forks are taking part. Locally, the money will go to Sanford Children's Hospital to help families and kids in need.
Really wonderful that the child life specialists were able to come alongside us and just really help keep her occupied and you know, entertain her while she's there, so the experience was, you know, one that, you know, was workable.
The free pancakes will be served until 10 o'clock tonight. Something to look forward to this summer. The Red River Valley Fair has announced its 2015 grandstand lineup. Acts set to play this year include Joe Nichols, Lee Brice, Hailstorm, and that traditional fair favorite, Hairball. You can check out the full list on our website, valleynewslive.com. This year's Red River Valley Fair will run July 7th through the 12th in West Fargo. It's off and running. One of the premier events of the winter season, the Fargo Film Festival. More than 300 films, including drama, comedy, animation, were submitted for the festival competition from all over the world. Nearly 100 have been selected for judging for this 15th annual festival.
We do actually have quite a few films, I think 5 or 6 this year, that also played at Sundance and won awards at Sundance. So we're really happy because we think that signifies that the quality of the films that are being shown here is top notch. But Fargo's, you know, it's a warm, wonderful community, and we really try to provide all of our special guests that come here with kind of that small festival, kind of warm hug.
The film, The Overnighters, will be on the screen at 7 tonight. Still ahead, a recall that involves a car's power steering and why it could suddenly go out.
For the most part, snow making its way on out of here. The cold moving on back in, but we've got a nice warm up on the way. When to expect it and how warm do we get? We'll answer those questions coming up.